Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I appreciate you. Thank you for giving me a chance to connect with you and communicate my thoughts to you. If you are a return viewer, a subscriber, thank you for being here again. And I hope you like today's video. I thought for a long time if I really wanted to talk to you about this topic, because especially to me it's a very sensitive topic, but I think too many people either avoid or sugarcoat this topic, and we have the right to know. And today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of having a baby at 40, later in life, when you're older, however you want to call it. Yes, mama. And trust me, there are plenty of things that no one talks about enough out there. And this is by no means a video to scare you if you're thinking about having a baby later in life, or to shame women that have baby later in life, or shame women that have babies earlier in life. Because I was one of each. I had my oldest earlier in my life, and I had my youngest later in life at my 40. So I can talk to you from both sides of the mirrors. I'm just here to give you pros and cons of having a baby later in life from a perspective of a woman that had a baby earlier in life and one later in life. I am not a medical professional. I have no idea what medical repercussions this can have to you. I'm merely gonna talk to you about my experience, how I felt, and what I've heard from other moms that have babies later in life. It's a common thing, but no one talks about that, okay? Disclaimer. Don't take my word. Take it to your doctor and talk to them. Just in case. If you are really considering having a baby later in life, just stick around, because I'm really going to tell you the raw, real thing that I went through when I was trying to conceive my now 4-year-old girl, and I'm 43. Let's start with the cons, because we want to end up this video with a positive note. Number one, higher risk pregnancy and complication. No sugarcoating here. Being pregnant at 40 or closer to 40 brings a lot of other risks that when you get pregnant at a younger age, you don't have them. One thing I want to let you know, I was a very healthy person, a very healthy woman, very active. I worked out at least 4 days a week. My diet was not the best, but I was not overweight. I worked a lot. So I thought I was in a great place to have a baby on my late 30s, 39. Now, miscarriage rates are higher when you are older, what they call just the diabetes. I don't even know how to say that word. The diabetes when you're pregnant, preeclampsia, the list goes on and on and on. They put us the label of advanced maternal age, or geriatric birth, or high-risk pregnancy, just because we are over 35. And it does come with some risks. And I learned this later when I went through it, because our bodies are already losing a lot of nutrients. Our hormones are already going in an up and down rate, and we're already losing the good stuff after 35, even though we don't feel that way, because I didn't feel that way. But it's happening. Our body is losing some of that magic that we had in our 20s. And not a lot of people wants to talk about this, because we think that if we talk about that, we'll get shaming the woman that wants to have a baby later in life. No, let's talk about this so our minds are prepared, because I wasn't prepared. The body is just not the same. Now, I'm not saying this is the experience for all the women out there, but a lot of women that have babies later in life go through this a lot. Energy levels aren't what they used to be. Man, was that a thing. And this is not as much when you're pregnant. When my baby was born, I was almost 40. And I didn't know that when you turn 40, your body just do something that it just becomes something else. something that you're not used to. And when you had a baby, that puts more strain in your body. And I don't know, I guess you accelerate that process of become more tired all the time, and you can't sleep, or you're always sleepy, and you have to chase a toddler when you're in your 40s. I'm 43. I have to chase my 4-year-old that she's right here. What's happening, mama? You need to go potty. As I was saying, you have to chase around a toddler when you're in your 43s. I'm talking about me. She wakes up early, and if I let her, she will go to bed really late. During the night, she still wakes up. And if you've seen any of my videos, you see that her bed is in my bedroom still. It's right there. And how she wakes up at night, or you're always like, you don't sleep. Sleep deprivation is a thing, and in your 40s is bad, and you need the sleep, but you can't sleep as you used to. Now, number 3 is a very sensitive topic, which is fertility struggles and expensive treatments. Now, like I told you, I was healthy. I thought it was in my prime, and I lost 2 babies before having my girl. The first one, we have already bought things for that baby, and we announced it. And when I started spotting, my husband was not home because he was on a work trip. So my sister had to come from another state to be with me, because that process of, I don't think, for me, personal, like I said, when the doctor told me that the baby had lost his heartbeat, I didn't even I didn't internalize it. I called my sister. I cried, of course. And he said, let's wait to see if your body will expulse the baby naturally. And she came and she spent with me a weekend. Nothing happened. So on Monday, we went to the doctor, and they did the equivalent to an abortion. And that's not only painful physically, but oh man, the process of taking your baby out of your body, even though it was dead already, that feeling, it's never gonna go away. I had to stay there in the clinic for, I'll say, a good 30 minutes. My sister holding me, and I lost it. So this is a risk for any pregnancy, of course, but when you're older and you're pregnant, kind of like you're in a different position, right? You're more stable economically. You're like, oh, now we can do so many things, and you have this dream. And the fact that they're taking that out, I really pray that anyone that is watching this video never has to go through that. It is one, if not the worst, one of the worst feelings in the world. After that, we went to a fertility treatment clinic. Me and my husband, we went through a lot of tests. We started a basic treatment. It's very, because insurance doesn't cover that. It is very stressful because you have to measure your temperature and your private, and like you have to measure everything. You have to have a calendar. It's not fun anymore when you get to that point. It's like, have a calendar, you have to schedule the time that you have intimacy with your husband. If you're not focused, mama, it's not gonna be fun anymore when you get pregnant. So that's one of the things that is a con for me. We got pregnant and lost another one too. By the time I almost gave up, and almost 3 months later, we got pregnant again. And then guess what? I was so afraid that something was going to happen that I didn't even move. I couldn't even go up. And I was scared for all my pregnancy, like all 9 months, well, almost 10 months. Okay, number 4. I think I did too much on that one, but it hits a nerve. Number 4, the old mom label. And this is society. And it's going to happen. It is going to happen. So if you decide to have a baby when you're later in life, prepare for that, the old mom label. Now, one thing I have to tell you, let's, take care of our bodies, of our hair. Let's work out. Let's do everything. So we are the old mom, cute, the old cute mom. That's my plan. But society is harsh. Society is They're bullies. And okay, that's okay. Career and financial adjustments. If you get pregnant and you didn't plan for that, of course, this is a con. If you plan for that, it's not a con because you are stable. But if you didn't plan, you have so many dreams and goals and plans for the future because now I was in a good place in my work. I was making good money. My oldest was in a good age to go travel the world and start again. More expenses, daycare, time off work. Well, I used to work 40, 50 hours a week, and sometimes I will work 7 days a week. So it could be a con. I put it as a con because not every pregnancy is planned. Well, you will never be able to run away from your child. Number 6, fear of not being there for milestones. I pray every day to God to give me, well, in my case, at least 50 more years so I can be there for high school graduations for Emma. At least. That's what I want to see. I want to see and I want to be there for her. I want to support her throughout her school age. That's all I want. But let's do the math. 15 years and I'm 43. We're talking I'm going to be 58 when she graduates from high school. It's a reality. We have to talk about that. It's a lot of things can happen and a lot of those things can cause anxiety. And even though I try not to think about that, it's there. And I pray to God every day. Please, if you can push it, give me till college so I can see her become a professional if she wants to go to college. But it is a thing. Number 7, strained social circles. I have friends of all ages now, but this could be a con because if all your friends have older kids and then you come with a baby, you can't go to the same places they go necessarily. Not all of the places, maybe some places, but in the beginning, you can barely get out of the house. Your friends feel like you are walking away from them a little bit, or vice versa. You can feel that your friends are walking away a little bit away from you, and it's not intentionally, it's just how it is. At least in the beginning, the first few years, is a con. Unfortunately, is a con. Number 8, the pressure to do it all. Man, I'm guilty of that. Us moms, we want to do everything. We want to be in every single thing for our oldest and our younger. We want to cook healthy food. We want to stay fit. We want to be good mothers. We want to thrive in our careers. We want to, pressure over. Like if you're a full-time work, you want to thrive, but you want to be a good mom. How can you be a great employee and a great mom and a great wife and have time for self-care? How do we do that? How? If you found that answer already, leave it in the comments because I couldn't. Number 9, postpartum recovery takes longer. Yes. And I was a natural birth with both of them, and it takes longer, especially the weight that you gain. I was skinny all my life. I weighed around 128 all my life. With my oldest, I gained, it was almost 45 pounds. I couldn't lose those 45 pounds. I was always gaining weight. I had to go to Tricep to help with that. Another expense. And I can't even imagine the C-section's mom. Those hats off to them because that recovery, as it is about a year. As an older mom, hats off to you, mama, and taking care of a baby and maybe a teenager like me and your husband. I'll give you a hug if you need one. Number 10, last but not least, parenting a teenager at 55. I was talking about this with my best friend this morning because we are on the same boat. She is 45 and she has a 7-year-old, and I'm 43 and I have a 4-year-old. And she also have an older one. He is 20 and I have a 15-year-old. And we were talking that we're entering premenopause. Like she is already in premenopause. I'm about to enter premenopause. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with teenage years with Emma and me in full-on menopause. How am I gonna do that? I can barely deal with that, and I'm not even in premenopause right now. I don't know how I'm gonna do. Let's say 11 years from now, I'm gonna be 54 or 55. 5, dealing with a teenager. Pray for me, please. Pray for me. Let's make a support group of us old moms with going through menopause with teenagers. Let's do that. Now, that's the bad part. That's the dark side. That's the difficult part of having a baby and later in life. Now let's talk about the good side, the pros, the amazing parts of having a baby later in life. You have more emotional maturity. At 40, most likely you know who you are, where you want to go, what you want to do. You have some stability. You maybe have a husband, or if you decided to be a single mom, hats off to you. I was a single mom for the majority of my son's life. It is not easy, but we can do it. And we're kind of more prepared in that roller coaster of parenting. And I have to tell you that me parenting my son in my 20s versus me parenting my daughter in my 40s, it's day and night. Like, I was very explosive. My personality per se is Hispanic, so it's explosive. But I had my son, and I had a lot of childhood trauma that I didn't deal with that before having him, because he was not planned. So unfortunately, he suffered a little bit of that with me because I worked through that with him. Now, I went to therapy and I worked really hard, but because I wanted to break those trauma chains. I worked really hard, and I'm in a much better place now. I can see myself reacting in a better way when I'm having a situation with my daughter than with my son at the same age when I compare. Number 2, we are more stable financially, and our career usually is where we're gonna be. We have grown to the point that we are happy, that we are pleased with whatever job we're doing. That's where I was. I was happy. I was making really good money. My husband was making really good money, that we were able to give my son and my daughter a really good life while giving us a good life. So like right now, I was able to retire from my job, and I'm a stay-at-home mom for the first time in my life. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 2 years. It is an adjustment, and it is a very different type of life. Both lives are beautiful, and both lives are honorable, but being here and being able to be in my kids' life and being able to take them wherever and whenever is priceless. It's priceless, while having my husband is still working. Usually, number 3, usually in our 40s, we have stronger relationships and support systems. That means that, remember when I told you that your friends, they have older kids and that might be a con? Well, here is the other side of the coin. Those older kids can be your friends, can help you with your kids. They have plenty of time in their lives now that they can help you taking care of the baby, fixing some lunch or fixing some dinner, or coming and just be with you and talk with you while you just cry your eyes out because you haven't slept in a week. It's a pro for some, it's a con for some. Number 4, you have more time and attention for your child, since you have fewer distractions because you have more maturity. You're not looking to go party or go to the bar or go here, go there. Usually when you're in your 40s, you're looking more into family activities, family-oriented activities, more calm. So you have more time to spend time with your kids, and you don't have that pressure of your social life. Number 5, better parenting perspective. And this comes with maturity as well. When you are in your 40s, you're less likely to sweat the little stuff. Not saying that you let your younger do more things than you older, but the way you react is totally different. Like with Diego, I will scream and I'll be like, well, why? And blah, blah, blah. And I'll do like a huge deal of sometimes small things because I was not mature enough and I was working through some things. With Emma, I'm in a better position. I understand a little bit better. And I see myself not reacting the same way as I did with my son. And it's not because she's my favorite kid or whatever. That's another thing that people will say. No, it's because you're more mature. You learn, you adapt, you understand a little bit more. Your mindset changes. Number 6 is more confident in saying no. And this is not to your kid, it's to your friends. Because when you are in your 40s, you don't care about other people. You don't want to please anybody but you or your family. So you set boundaries in your parenting. Number 7, you're health conscious and proactive. So that we are in our 40s, and if you want to be there in our kids' life until they graduate college, we want to be there walking. We don't want to be we don't want to be overweight. We're more conscious about what we eat. And it's so funny because yesterday we went to Costco, and if you watch one of my videos, you'll see we're starting buying organic. I am baking my bread, my pasta. I am cooking. Everything that I can make here at home, I do it now. We're looking at labels now. Forget about preservative where we can, of course. It's not like we're changing 100% of our diet because it's impossible. We don't have a farm that we can have animals and, get everything from our farm, from our land. We don't have that. So we have to go either to farmers markets, to local stores, or make things that I can make here. But you're more conscious. When you're younger, you have to work so much. You have to be here or there. You have to party, that you eat whatever. You have to eat whatever you can to keep yourself alive and your kid too. So in your 40s, you care because you have to balance those hormones as well. So you care. Number 8 is your child benefits from your wisdom. You've lived such a great life that when you talk to your child, you talk out of experiences, out of what worked to you, what didn't work to you. So that's a beautiful thing when you're in your 20s, where your life is just so short. Another pro, number 9, you truly appreciate motherhood. Either you didn't rush into this, or that you plan to be an older mom, or you had one kid very early in life and then you decided to have one later in life, like me. You see all the steps, all the stages, all the milestones that your kid is achieving in a different way. Like you live that milestone. You appreciate that milestone because it's the last time you're gonna see that. And it's like everything in life, not only with your kid, but now in your 40s, you appreciate a sunset, you appreciate a sunrise more than before, because it's a gift from God, another day, another night. So it's the same thing with your kid. You appreciate everything that they do, and they feel it, and they feel you more present. Last but not least, a pro. Having a baby in your 40s is evidence enough that our bodies can do whatever we want if we put our mind into it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be fast. It might, but it's not always the case. I'm not saying it's not going to cost you tears of pain, but it's also going to give you tears of happiness. It is worth it. And your body can do it. You have to focus. You have to pray for it. And God will hear your prayers. There is no right time to have a baby or not to have it. It's your choice. It's your body. It's what you decide for you. Do you want to have a baby early in life? That's the best way to do it. Do you want to have a baby later in life? Great. That's the best way to do it. You don't want to have a baby? Okay, it's your choice. Do you want to have a baby every year? Excellent. Every single decision comes with some responsibilities and some consequences. The main thing is that you are clear and you understand what consequences and what responsibilities you're assuming with that decision that you make. I can't put into words how it feels. All you moms out there understand what I'm saying, because it's a blessing, and it breaks my heart every time someone comes to me and tell me that they lost a baby, because that is one of the worst pains that you can go through. It takes a lot. If you have gone through that and you've given up on having a baby, if you think that you're going through that, I want to tell you that you are not alone. There are so many of us that have gone through that too many times. Hang on to God, meditate, focus on what you want to do, and believe me, if you believe God can give you that, it will happen. It might need IVF treatment. It might even need adopting a baby. It is your baby. It doesn't matter if it's from your belly naturally, if it's with help of IVF, if it's a surrogate, or if it's adopting. It doesn't matter. It's your baby, regardless of how it came to this world. It's your baby. So there you have it. Those are my 10 pros and 10 cons based on my own experience. But if you're planning, I really hope that this helped you prepare for that. It's not always suns and rainbows and birds singing, but there are sunshines and rainbows and birds more than you can ever go. If you have a different experience, please drop it in the comments, because I didn't go through everything. You might have gone through a different thing. So tell us, talk about it. Maybe someone is going through what you're going through, and maybe listening to someone else going through that, it will make it okay, or it will make it better. Not okay, but better. So put it in the comments. Share your experiences. Share what worked for you. Share what app did you use. I might do, if you want to know what I used, what helped me, I could do another video about it. I use so many things, so many apps. I changed so many things in my life until I achieved my goal. And of course, prayer was my main one. But if you have something that helped you, put it in the comment. If you changed something in your lifestyle, put it in the comment. It might help a mom out to have that baby in their arms soon enough. So if you like this video, if you found that this video was helpful a little bit, make sure you hit that like button and share with a mama that you might think that it will help her. And if you want to see how this mom over 40 is doing this mom thing with a teenager and a 40-year-old, hit that subscribe button. I try to upload videos about a day in the life of a mom, or a week in the life of a mom, or whatever is going on in our life right now. God bless you all. God bless your family. See you in my next video.